It is not flawed choice, flawed action, or even death itself, which is the ultimate human dilemma. The gravest challenge to our hopes and dreams is the messy biological business as usual that is going on within us and without us at every hour of every day. Consciousness is a pitiful hostage of its flesh envelope, whose surges, circuits, and secret murmurings it cannot stay or speed. This is the Thonian drama that has no climax, but only an endless round, cycle upon cycle. Microcosm mirrors macrocosm. Free will is stillborn in the red cells of our body, for there is no free will in nature. Our choices come to us prepackaged and special delivery, molded by hands not our own. Tragedy's inhospitality to woman springs from nature's inhospitality to man. The identification of woman with nature was universal in prehistory. In hunting or agrarian societies dependent upon nature, femaleness was honored as an immanent principle of fertility. As culture progressed, crafts and commerce supplied a concentration of resources freeing men from the caprices of weather or the handicap of geography. With nature at one remove, femaleness receded in importance. Buddhist cultures retained the ancient meanings of femaleness long after the West renounced them. Male and female, the Chinese yang and yin, are balanced and interpenetrating powers in man and nature to which society is subordinate. This code of passive acceptance has its roots in India, a land of sudden extremes where a monsoon can wipe out 50,000 people overnight. The femaleness of fertility religions is always double-edged. The Indian nature goddess Kali is creator and destroyer, granting boons with one set of arms while cutting throats with the other. She is the lady ringed with skulls. The moral ambivalence of the great mother goddesses has been conveniently forgotten by those American feminists who have resurrected them. We cannot grasp nature's bare blade without shedding our own blood. Western culture from the start has swerved from femaleness. The last major Western society to worship female powers was Minoan Crete, and significantly that fell and did not rise again. The immediate cause of its collapse, quake, plague, or invasion, is beside the point. The lesson is that cultic femaleness is no guarantee of cultural strength or viability. What did survive, what did vanquish circumstance and stamp its mindset on Europe, was Mycenaean warrior culture, descending to us through Homer. The male will to power, Mycenaeans from the south and Dorians from the north, would fuse to form Apollonian Athens, from which came the Greco-Roman line of Western history. Both the Apollonian and Judeo-Christian traditions are transcendental, that is, they seek to surmount or transcend nature. Despite Greek culture's contrary Dionysian element, which I will discuss, high classicism was an Apollonian achievement. Judaism, Christianity's parent sect, is the most powerful of protests against nature. The Old Testament asserts that a father God made nature, and that differentiation into objects and gender was after the fact of his maleness. Judeo-Christianity, like Greek worship of the Olympian gods, is a sky cult. It is an advanced stage in the history of religion, which everywhere began as earth cult, veneration of fruitful nature. The evolution from earth cult to sky cult shifts woman into the nether realm. Her mysterious procreative powers and the resemblance of her rounded breasts, belly, and hips to Earth's contours put her at the center of early symbolism. She was the model for the great mother figures who crowded the birth of religion worldwide. But the mother cults did not mean social freedom for women. On the contrary, as I will show in a discussion of Hollywood in the sequel to this book, cult objects are prisoners of their own symbolic inflation. Every totem lives in taboo. Woman was an idol of belly magic. She seemed to swell and give birth by her own law. From the beginning of time, woman has seemed an uncanny being. Man honored but feared her. She was the black maw that had spat him forth and would devour him anew. Men, bonding together, invented culture as a defense against female nature. Sky cult was the most sophisticated step in this process, for its switch of the creative locus from earth to sky is a shift from belly magic to head magic. And from this defensive head magic has come the spectacular glory of male civilization, which has lifted woman with it. The very language and logic modern woman uses to assail patriarchal culture were the invention of men. Hence, the sexes are caught in a comedy of historical indebtedness. Man, repelled by his debt to a physical mother, created an alternate reality, a heterocosm to give him the illusion of freedom. Woman, at first content to accept man's protections, but now inflamed with desire for her own illusory freedom, invades man's systems and suppresses her indebtedness to him as she steals them. By head magic, she will deny there ever was a problem of sex and nature. She has inherited the anxiety of influence.